As promised, here are the top 3 needs of your fearful avoidant partner. I'm Dr. Sarah Hensley. I'm a specialized social psychologist who's been studying the science of attraction and attachment inside romantic relationships for over 15 years. Welcome to another edition of Carline Relationship Advice. Yes, I'm a working mama. I realize I have no production value in my videos, and hey, it seems to be working, so I'm not going to change it. But you're here for the tea. You want to know, what does the FA need? Now, I used to be an FA who has quote unquote earned my security. So I deeply know what FAs need. Not only do I know because of experience, but because I've coached hundreds and hundreds of FA clients. I'd say the most popular attachment style I run into are FAs, because FAs have the most pain, and so they're more likely to seek help than the other attachment styles. Okay, here we go. Need number 1. They need to be able to deeply trust you. And this is a hard one. Their betrayal wound is humongous, and it lives in the driver's seat because in their childhood, there was a huge trust break between them and one or more of their caregivers. As a little child, they realized, whoa, this person that's supposed to care for me, love me, accept me, be kind to me, can't do that. So human beings, the one person I should be able to count on the most, can't do it. Human beings are inherently untrustworthy people. And that directly competes with their need for love. That is a deep human need ingrained into our DNA. And so they really want love, but they're deeply terrified of it at the same time because they expect that they're going to be betrayed. And of course, that's very subconscious. So what can you do to soothe that wound? Be trustworthy. Do what you say you're going to do. Be honest. Don't keep secrets. If you say you're going to be there at 5, do everything you can to be there at 5. And if you can't be there at 5, give them a call and say, hey, I'm running late for X, Y, and Z reason. Okay? Do what you say you will do. Say what you mean what you say, be trustworthy. Number 2, and I would say this is a very close second. Okay? This is almost up there tied with number 1. The need to be deeply seen, known, and understood. So this is completely opposite of the DA, right? The DA is like, don't see me, don't get too close, don't want you to know, don't peek in there. The FA is like, open me up, see every inch of me. I want you to know me, understand me, and swoop in there and meet my needs before having to even ask you to do so. Now, that's not necessarily, healthy and realistic, but it's the FA blueprint nonetheless. So I know you're not a mind reader, but one of the things you can do is attempt to understand your partner at all costs. Check in with them. Hey, how are you feeling today? What's on your heart? What have you been thinking about lately? Hey, how are you? Are you comfortable? Are you cold? You hot? You want something to eat? You want something to drink? You might not be able to guess their needs because you're not a mind reader, but you can check in and ask on a regular basis. Compliments that are unique to the FA really go very far. Generic compliments actually make them distrust you more. Like, hey, you look really pretty. That doesn't land with the FA. Hey, oh my gosh, you have the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. That color of blue, I've never seen anybody with eyes like that. Boom, over the moon. And lastly, this is a hard one. They need to feel accepted for who they are. FAs have high emotional intelligence, okay? High emotional intelligence. They're very deep feelers. Even if they lean to the avoidant side and they don't express, don't express for a very different reason than the DA doesn't express. The DA doesn't express because they don't understand their feelings. They don't want to deal with them. It's overwhelming. The FA doesn't express because they're deeply terrified of upsetting you or disturbing the relationship, okay? But they feel it in here very deeply. And sometimes those deep feelings come out as quite a bit of dysregulation. They have trauma. That's why they become easily dysregulated. It was usually modeled to them, probably passed down somewhat genetically, and they never learn the tools and skills to cope with it. So if they behave in a dysregulated, dysfunctional manner, they usually end up feeling very bad about that and feeling a lot of shame around that. And they will often come back and apologize. And to be given grace and mercy feels wonderful to them. Now, that's not to say you should not have boundaries around disrespect and being treated poorly. Absolutely, you should. If you're in a long-term relationship with this person, if they're making an effort to try to change, grace and mercy for them can go a long way, along with appropriate boundaries. If your FA doesn't come around and apologize very often, you may be dealing with someone who also has high narcissistic traits. Narcissistic traits usually leads to lack of accountability and reflection for poor behavior. But true FAs that are not narcissistic, they feel awful about the way they acted. And they feel a ton of shame around, hey, why can't I change this about myself? Why can't I behave better? Why do I get so triggered and so upset and say things that I don't mean? They don't know why. They don't have the tools to fix it. But it can be fixed. So now I've covered the top 3 needs of all 3 attachment styles. If you would like more information about a particular attachment style, you can reach out to me at my website, thedatingdecoder.com.